down the interstate, back road, and you're, I don't know, you're 500 miles from the nearest repair shop. So what do you do if you have a flat tire? Oh my God, I've got a flat tire. Sell the bike. Run screaming down the road with your hands flailing over your head. Who knows? But the obvious thing is there you have choices. One, you can call a repair shop, assuming you can get a signal, and they'll send something out. Hopefully, it will be a flatbed that they can pull your bike up on the flatbed, and then they'll take your bike off to wherever the nearest CanAm Ryker dealer is, which might be another 500 miles away. Who knows? Anyway, or they might just come out and not have anything able to carry your motorcycle with. You know, they might want to pick it up with a crane. Who knows? However, let's assume they get it to a shop. And more than likely, I'm not going to take it to a CanAm shop because they're pretty much far between. So you're going to they'll take you to a tire repair shop. So you get down to the tire repair shop, and the first thing the guy's going to do is going to want to take your tire off. One look at there, and you're going to say, okay, you need this tool right here to get your wheels off. This is a 65 millimeter tool that weighs, well, it's down there somewhere, and it weighs a ton to carry around. You're not going to carry that. In addition, you're going to have to bring this with you, which is a torque wrench. Yes, and it is that long. That's one end of it. And there's the other end of it. Now, if you notice, it's got to be capable of going up to 220 pounds of torque. And your typical torque wrench that will fit in a bag is not going to do that. So what do you do now? Well, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do. Your best option is to sell the motorcycle and forget about riding anything. Actually, that's not your best option. However, if you hold on 1 second, I'm going to reverse the camera and we're going to go through another option. Stand by. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Here is what every biker should be carrying with them, especially those of us who ride Rykers, is this little bag right here. Not very big. You can see it in my hand. My hand almost covers it. Of course, I have hands the size of Mount Rushmore, so yours might be different. Anyway, open this puppy up, and you have a tire repair kit. Oh my God, how innovative. So, you got your flat tire. Now, I'm assuming that your flat tire is not on the sidewall where it's ripped open, but you've got a puncture in there, and it's leaking out a hole somewhere. So you find your hole, and you get this little tool out right here. You find where that little puncture hole is. You take this tool, and you grab hold of it, stab your little tool, steely tool in your little hole, and back and forth and back and forth, and ream that puppy out with this little file type materials on that. So once you get all roughened up inside, you go, okay, put that one over to the side. Then you reach over, get your other tool, which is this one. Looks like a big one. And you get out your plug. Now these are obviously called plugs. Now I'm not going to take them apart because I want to save mine in case I need it for obvious reasons. But these plugs are just that. You take one out, pass it about, and do it. No, that's a nursery rhyme. Never mind. You take one out and put that through that hole right there. You just put it right there in the end, goes in the hole about halfway down until you've got it on both sides. Then you take out your handy dandy little glue, which in this case is called Rubber Salute Gummy, actually it's called Gummellosung. If you're German, you know what that means. If you're not German, you're like, what the hell? Or if you're Spanish, dissolution, whatever. Anyway, this is your rubber solution. This is glue. You take it, coat your plug with it. Okay? Now then, you've got your plug in that little hole right there. You take that, find your hole that you made with your other tool, with this one. You take this thing and you like shove it down in there. You shove it in there, twist it around, make sure it's got a good plug inside there with half of it in it and half of it outside of it. So you're going to have these two little ends of it here sticking out maybe a half an inch, quarter inch, probably half an inch. Then what you do after you get all that done, you pull this tool out. Now if you notice down there's that little slit right down there in the middle. So what's going to happen when you pull this out, it will pull out and it will leave the little rubber piece inside there. Okay? And you will have it, what's called a plug in your tire. Now you've got a plug in your tire, you passed a hole, you're good to go, but you still got a flat tire. So what the hell you do now? You take this little tool, put it on, I know this might seem odd, but just put it on your little nozzle on your tire, spin it on there. Then your other end, you've got a valve right here. Okay? Da-da-da. And oh my goodness, your kit comes with 3 CO2 cartridges. Might take 1, might take 2, might take all 3. I don't know. I haven't had a flat yet on these tires, so we'll find out. You take this out, screw that thread into your hole right there. And when you do, you make sure that this is all the way unscrewed out. So that little metal piece downside there is not protruding at all. Then once you get it in there, you've got this end on the tire right here. You start to turn this. And as you turn it, you're puncturing the top of the CO2 cartridge. You turn it and all that CO2 goes into the tire. And you're good to go. You go all the way down. Then once you get all that, you bring it all the way back out, undo it. Take it off your tire. And it comes with I'm not going to tell you that, but it comes with a tire pressure gauge. Put your tire pressure gauge on there, check your pressure. You might need another bottle. But these bottles are not, put a little bit in, put a whole lot, it's like the whole shot or nothing. So don't worry about overfilling it or underfilling it slightly, because this is not going to get you back out on the racetrack to put another 50 laps and get back in first place. What it will do is get you back home. And once you get home, then you can take your time, take your bike down to the shop the next day, whatever you want to do, and get your tire fixed properly. And that's why I say properly. Instead of a plug, you would have them take it off, either get a new tire if you can afford it. If not, take it off and put a patch like this on the inside of the tire. And this is pretty much a standard way of doing things. But anyway, they'll take care of that. You won't have to worry about it. What you've done is gotten yourself home from out in the boonies or out in the interstate, wherever it might be. And you don't have to worry about taking this thing along with you, taking this thing along with you. All you need is a kit. Now these kits, don't go asking me, well, what do I recommend? Because I don't recommend one. I just bought this one off Amazon. And they're pretty much all the same. You got CO2 cartridges, you got a filler valve, you got a pressure gauge, you've got your rubber glue, your tools to do this with, rubber glue, and your handy dandy plugs. That's all you need. But the important thing is, this will get you back on the road again. Now, do these things last? Well, I'll tell you, these were the de facto standard for tire repair back in the day. But then everybody got fancy dancy, and then everything became throwaway. So if you got a flat tire, it was throw the tire away and get a new tire. Well, I thought I'd tell you, when back in the day, I have passed many a tire with these same exact tools and had that tire come back 50,000 miles later with that plug still in it. So, this is a good way to get yourself off the highway, out of the boonies, and back on the road. And yes, that's my next project, is putting that little light right there in the front of my grill. And no, I haven't figured out how to do it yet. So, I got a call coming in. Back to reality. Have fun.